conscious that I need to kind of press the right buttons at this point and ask a few questions to aid the reflection, after which there'll be a time for the floor generally to contribute and react to what you've heard discussed here, and to continue that through lunch and beyond. So it's a good opportunity to start reflecting on the conference, and I thought I'd ask all of the panel to begin with whether they could first of all say where they currently are in Bronte studies and what they're working on. What did they seek from the conference, and how has the conference helped them? So Bernadette, can we start with you, please?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Bernadette Dubiela. I'm from Germany. I'm very happy to be here. And yes, I am a postgraduate, and I did my thesis about Jane Eyre, and I worked on the different movie versions. I compared 5 different movie versions from the 1950s to the 1990s. And for me it was very important to see how the role of the independent woman, how the heart of the book moved into the movies. And so I came here, and it was very interesting for me to see that there are other people who are writing about Jane Eyre on stage, because in my thesis I have written just a little paragraph about the first stage play, and I didn't know there were so many others. So that was very interesting for me. I bought the book, thanks to Patsy. And I think it's been a very good theme.
What were you seeking from the conference?
I was seeking, yes, I wanted to learn what kind of people are attending, what are their studies. And it was very nice to meet different people from Dundee, or also Berlin, or from Belgium, and to hear what their interests are, and to be not that alone, because at my university in Bavaria, in Nuremberg, I've been quite alone. I was on my own with my studies. When I said I'm writing about Charles Bronte's Jane Eyre. Okay.
And that's possibly how the conference has helped you as well.
Yes.
To identify that community of other scholars.
Yes.
And what about you? Where are your studies at the moment?
Well, I'm not at university, I'm sixth form. And basically it comes from, firstly, just being a lover of the Brontes, just purely through reading. But apart from that, I've actually got the chance at the moment, sort of separate from my actual A-level study, to do a project. It's a bit difficult to explain, but it's almost like a mini dissertation, and a project on whatever subject I want. And I've chosen the perception of femininity in literature from Victorian to the modernist novel, and obviously the Brontes fit in perfectly with that. So for this this conference has really helped me with it. I've been furiously taking notes, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot that I can use in the project. But apart from anything else, it's again quite nice to be with other people who seem to share my interest in literature, because I find that in sixth form I'm a bit of a minority. I think I could make a society in my school, but no, it's just lovely to be here apart from anything else to discuss the novel.
Thank you, Anne. Jude, your studies and what were you seeking, and how has it helped you?
Well, I'm about to go into my 3rd year of university, and I've chosen to do my dissertation on the Brontes. I studied Victorian literature last year, and I wrote on Wuthering Heights then, so I'm returning to all the Brontes this time. And it's always been a huge passion of mine. So I was hoping really to just sort of enrich what I already know about Brontes, and take it on further. And I feel that obviously I hope to expand on that in the future a lot.
Thank you, Judith. Eureka.
I'm doing my PhD at the moment on the ways in which the autobiographical impulse of the first-person female narrator is influenced by and or negotiates with the gendered language of gossip and the restricted genre of autobiography. And I came to this conference because firstly I was intrigued by the theme, and also because I wanted to listen to the eminent speakers who gave lectures these few days.
And has the conference helped you?
Yes, definitely.
How has it helped you?
Well, although my thesis topic is not directly linked with the conference theme, there were some quotations from speakers that I found that I could perhaps incorporate into my research. And one of them was Professor Balin's quotation about Charlotte Bronte's letter to G.H. Lewes, in which she alluded to her imagination as an external influence that she had, that came over her in the composition of her novel, which I thought was a very unique way of expressing that. In that she emphasizes that it's almost beyond her control, that it's something, it's an uncontrollable force that comes upon her. And I think that may indicate perhaps a slight anxiety on her part, on her authorship as a woman writer. And that, unfortunately, was realized in Lewis's scathing criticism of Shirley later on.
Good, thank you. It's sometimes also not necessarily what people are saying themselves, but also the sources which they identify, which we can also be made aware of and go to, isn't it? That's been helpful too. Has it been a good theme for the conference? Bernadette and Anne, you were going to be thinking about, was it a good theme to remind us men in the Bronte's lives, influences, publishers, critics and characters?
Yes, I think so very much, because it gave me the opportunity to have different views to the work of the Bronte sisters and the lives of the Bronte sisters in Branwell, of course, and there are different angles. How's the relationship between the father and I think that's very interesting, because it's not underestimating which influence this relationship ships had on the work of the different sisters, by the publishers, by the father, for example.
Yeah, I think it's been a really fantastic theme because it's so broad. You can look at it from the character perspective, but there's also a huge opportunity to look at it from the historical, more biographical perspective, which is hugely useful, because if you think about their novels and how superb their creation of male characters are, that must have come from somewhere. And it's really interesting that a lot of things I didn't really know about publishers and the other men in their lives and their actual lives of the Brontes, because I've come at it from a reader's perspective. It's really interesting to know that and see similarities with their characters, and I think that's really fantastic.
Yeah, and we've had sort of two definite strands, it seems to me, identified. One which you might call historical, biographical, cultural, and one about the work itself, the sense of the creativity of the Brontes, and male characters in the novels as well. Is there something that hasn't been addressed, would you say, Jude or Eureka? What hasn't been addressed by this theme that you might have expected it to have addressed? Is there anything missing?